Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Estamos aquí desde Salt Lake City, Utah. Estamos en un evento que se llama Las Vidas Negras Importan o Black Lives Matter. Este evento ha sido publicado como un evento no violento y este evento está organizado por el Concilio 4016 Lula Quetzalcoatl. En la página de eventos de Facebook, ellos publicaron lo siguiente: la comunidad en Utah estamos unidos con Black Lives Matter. Este evento se enfocará en cómo nuestra comunidad necesita educación para cambiar la antinegritud, o en inglés conocido como anti-blackness. Vamos a hablar de cómo necesitamos hacernos responsables para poder cambiar la violencia y la brutalidad policial en contra de nuestras comunidades de color.
Here today because Black Lives Matter and police brutality needs to end, and we just wanted to come out and show our support for not only all of the Black community that is very underrepresented, and we also want to show our support for Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
We're here to support the Black Lives Matter movement.
A lot of people deny racism, which is one of the worst forms of racism, is saying that it doesn't exist. So I think it's time for all Americans to stand up against systemic racism that sets people back and hurts all Americans.
I am here definitely standing in solidarity behind the Black Lives Matter movement, behind our black relatives, because we're all related. So I also want to acknowledge, the privilege that I have. I acknowledge that I'm male, cis male, and that comes with a lot of privilege. I also want to acknowledge that even though I'm Native American, I'm indigenous, and I need some kind of a citizenship to be allowed here, which is ridiculous, right? But I want to acknowledge that I am a citizen of the United States of America, and that there are some people who aren't citizens of the United States of America who are marginalized and who don't have the voice that they should have. So I want to acknowledge that. With that, I want to acknowledge, just kind of going further into depth on that, I want to acknowledge that our relatives to the south are Native American, just like I'm Native American, and that a border was put here that no Native Americans even decided. I also want to acknowledge the reason for this. I want to acknowledge that we have a really bad, and earlier I said an effed up system, because we totally do. The system of colonialism that has come here, that has kind of like inserted itself as the system, which is not the system of historical Native America on Turtle Island, but this system of racism, of police brutality, of just this ugly authoritarianism kind of worldview that we live in. I want to acknowledge that there are people that suffer more than other people suffer. Obviously, as indigenous people, we suffer. Actually, the LGBTQ community of indigenous people are at like the bottom of that. They struggle the most. I want to acknowledge them, my relatives that are struggling in that way. But then if you come a little bit higher, you know, we have the black population that has been seen as less than from the beginning. Obviously, they were seen as less than because of what happened with them. And it's kind of, these struggles are struggles that were brought here by the European, this colonial mindset, this settler colonialism that came here and said that their values were at the top. So you had males at the top.
I think a lot of our struggles are very interconnected, and a lot of people in the Latino community understand just how difficult it is to deal with the criminal justice system, especially immigrants who have to deal with ICE and constant deportations and harassment. And so I think we come from a place where we understand just how difficult and painful that is, and and we just want to show our support and just establish that our struggles are one and the same.
I'm here today because I'm not a member of the Latinx community or a person of color. I'm a white person from Utah, but I think it's really important that I show up and I take my time out of my day to be here as an ally and to do it through my actions and not to post something on social media or take the name, claim the name of an ally. I have to show it through my actions, make it affirm.
Our community, Afro Latinos are part of our community, so we're not with Black Lives Matter, but we are Black Lives Matter too, because we have a lot of issues with racism in our own communities that we need to address, and we're here to remind our community of that too.
We're very appreciative at Black Lives Matter Utah that the Latinx community would come and honor us with this day today. Thank you very much for that. If you are unaware, Black Lives Matter is intersectional. What does that mean? That means that we fight for the Black community, the Pacific Islander community, the Indigenous community, the Latinx community, the disabled community, the trans community, the gay community. Because if you aren't fighting for every marginalized group, your civil rights are trash. They are, okay? Just what we're doing with police reform is we have a petition at blacklivesmatterutah.com. It has 950,000 signatures for a police reform bill. We wrote a police reform bill. It's called the Police Accountability and Transparency Act. What does it have in it? It basically says that all police departments in this nation must attend de-escalation training. Okay? They must go through diversity training and implicit bias training. We want all police departments to track their officer-involved shootings. We want the race, gender of every single person they pull over and arrest, so that when we say Black and brown people are being pulled over at 5 times the rate of white people, we have that data. We have that data to back that up, okay? We want the police to use more less than lethal weapons. Due to our work with Salt Lake Police, they removed 70 lethal shotguns from their vehicles and replaced them with less than lethal shotguns. But the most important thing is we want democratically elected independent civilian review boards that have the power to investigate and bring charges against police. We watched Patrick Harmon get killed, Elijah Smith, Darian Hunt, Cindrea Europe, James Barker, Dylan Taylor, Harold Robinson, Bernardo, Bobby Duckworth, Cody Bellegarde, Brian Valencia. Say their names. Say their names. Say her name. Say their names. And guess what? I guess the country is sending out a memo that we are sick of watching Black and brown people be murdered by police. We're not going to put up with it. We're done putting up with it. You can't come here and not do work out there. You come here today, you got to go out there and dismantle these systems as well. You call your congressmen, you call your senators, you call your councilmen, you call your mayor. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Aaron? You call them all and you tell them we want a police reform bill, because after these crowds dwindle, we will still be here pushing for police reform. We need your help, okay?
No justice! No peace! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice!